Okay, in this example, we're going to program this 4-axis shape that's in this part over to the right here where this slot is. On the bottom of the part, flip it over, it's got this D shape and it blends down to like a circle, so it's a 4-axis shape. Let's do a bottom view. Where's my button? There it is. Okay, so this part has some, looks like most of the body of the outside shape is straight, and then there's a taper down in this lower section where we want to cut. And I'm pointing that out because, let me turn on this here, this feature recognition, because there's a little triangle here at the bottom that has to be made with a secondary cut. I mean, this whole part's going to be probably 4 or 5 different cuts. And I just want to point out this little triangle shape at the bottom is going to, I believe, give me a problem. There's a little triangle shape and there's a little triangle shape here. These two little shapes are going to be in a problem, I believe, when I try to tell it I want to program, or I want to cut this slot, which is this wall. This D shape is connected to it, and this flat here. So there you got the flat that on the left and right, the lead in. So I think this little triangle here and here are going to give me a problem on the bottom. And then at the top, we're going to have a problem because this hole here has this straight. So the straight hole here, it's a tilted, it's a same diameter hole, top and bottom, but it's tilted. And then it blends into what I want to cut. So basically I want to get rid of I want to split this solid to remove this upper portion that I don't need and this lower portion that I don't need where this triangle here is. So here it is in ISO view. I'm going to do a back view, which is this button here. There's my back view. So there's my heights here. Like right here is where I want to be there. So, okay. So a couple of things you may want to check on your system. Like, I don't know, there's a couple ways you can split, to tell it where in Z you want to put it to split it. And if you want to see where you are, if you get your Z to, if it's not scrolling, if it's inching or incrementing at a large pitch, the spacing for that, or I think you can just hit this grid off button. If you have the grid on, it might be when you slide up or down to find out where you are in Z, it might be at incrementing. So you can shut the grid off and it should be a scrolling number. So that's kind of handy to have. But anyway, what you need to do is in your model page where you imported the file, use place model, and then slice. Okay? Now, a couple ways you can enter in where to slice it. You can, if you knew exactly where you wanted to be at the upper level and the lower level, you can type numbers in. You can also select, if there's geometry or something there that you can click on, you can use this arrow button. And then when I hover on this thing, I'll get this red dot. When I hover on like different elements, I can click on that and see that number 590 populates in there. So I can use that number. And then for the lower, let's get the lower one. I want to do somewhere around at this level here. Oop, I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong arrow. This level here, it's going to be 200 thousandths. I'll just type an even number, 200, and hit tab. The other number was, let's go back. Let me redo that first number because I didn't have the arrow picked properly. It was 590, I believe. Yeah, 590. So I'm just going to put it at an even 590 number. So that's how you can find out where you are. Okay, so now I'm going to put a check mark here and then hit define, and it will slice off the top and bottom what I don't need. ISO view, there's the part. I'm going to rotate it over a little bit. So what I want to cut is the circle here with these side walls down to the D shape at the bottom. There's the bottom. Roll it back. Okay, so we're going to go to feature recognition, contour extraction. We're going to say open right. I'm going to click this face for my first face. Now I need to turn on rotate, to rotate it slightly over here, and then roll the mouse up or down to get rid of that selector. End face is this face, and the mid face, what it's asking me over here, is the D shape with the hole, the circle in the hole. Okay, so I have those three elements selected. Under option, surface extension, 50 thousandths. If you like that, I'm going to leave it on. I save that. Click OK, and then click extract. And you will see that you've created a contour that's for the circle to the D shape, cutting those two flat walls. That wall, that wall. The sides going across here to here. Let me rotate a little bit. That keyway, or that slot, I should say. So, okay. So that's how you do that. Let's put it back ISO view. Then to continue on, just to make a program, you're going to put a start hole someplace out in space. I'm just going to click out in space and say new, have a start hole there. And then you go machining path, path generation. You got to set this up, how many cuts you want to make on the slot and all of this information like that. You got your lead in and your lead out information here. I'm just going to leave my defaults, whatever I had last time. It says specify the starting hole, and I'll pick that starting hole. Well, there's something's going to be interference because of the lead in, lead outs or something. But anyway, that's what you would do. Let me move my starting hole. Let me get rid of this one. Put a new one out here somewhere. And machining path, path generation. Yeah, I probably have something wrong on this page. Tangent direct. I don't know. I have to play with it a little bit, but something's interference with it is what it's telling me. So it's something with those lead in, lead outs. But you can see here, I said let it go ahead and do it. And see, it gives you kind of these extra long lead in, lead outs. So that's fine. You can fix it if you want and make it look better. But that's what that message was about, because it's lead in, lead outs crossing over it would work. Okay, that's how you do that part with slice function.